I'm going to sit down and have a cuppa with you, and we're going to talk about a brand new product that's just come out this morning. I should be overly excited, but I got stung by a wasp yesterday, and I think it's kind of affected me a little bit. Literally, I got stung. Can you see all my arm there? I mean, literally, my whole arm around there. And I couldn't, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before yesterday, but wow, that was a powerful sting. I was collecting mangoes for some friends who like organic mangoes from the farm, and it was a bee or wasp about that big, and it was yellow. It was most of its body was yellow, and then there was a bit of black at one end. It was a really powerful bee, and that was a powerful sting. And it's kind of like I feel a bit weird with it, you know. So I've been putting the first day, all night and all day, it was like I couldn't sleep very well. I should be talking about this product, but I just want you to know. And I've been using my oils, and it's getting better now. No more pain, but feel a bit weird with it, you know. So whatever's happening inside my body, it's working really well. My body is fixing. My body is all my little workforce are going there and healing it. So wow, wasps are pretty powerful, guys. Pretty powerful. I recall a friend of mine who came with his girlfriend, and oh, it's beautiful. Then next minute she got stung, which was not a very pleasant thing for her neither. But yeah, hey ho, we have like 5 or 6 different types of wasps where we live, and some are really aggressive, big. I mean, this was a big aggressive one, but some are even bigger, which are the hornets. And then we've got the bees down at the bottom, which normally leave us alone. They're normally fine. We have a lot of wasps on the grass, but that's Mother Nature for you, you know. I was going into the bush, grabbing a mango from inside the mango tree and right in the center. Then next thing I went, oof, and then I realized that it was actually on me here. I'm like, ooh, ow, and I flicked it off, and it was on the floor, and I saw it, and it was massive. And I thought, there you go. I mean, these things happen, eh? Anyway, shut up. What are we talking about? We're doing the old age thing that we do, us folk who like to talk and just don't like to do shorts. And those that didn't care about what I was talking about have gone already, which is best thing really, because today we're going to talk about a very special thing that I've created, and I'm very proud of now. And I battled with it a bit like Libyan Desert. Don't want it. Why not, Mark? Try it. I don't want it. I'm happy with Moldavite. Just give it a go. Oh my God. Okay, I'll give it a go. And I'm glad I did. And I'm thankful for those who, introduced me to Libyan Desert. And I took a little bit of time with it. And now I really love it. Really, it's really beautiful. I'm showing off a bit of Moldavite here from Maliclum with the gold on. Love it. Gold, rolled gold. But today, anyway, yeah, let me start from the beginning. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Mark Bajerski, and I used to be a healer for many years and really enjoyed the healing process. When I say healer, I don't mean like every now and again. I mean like working in my room in the village underneath Tickle Pink, the shop. And I was fully booked, basically. So people had heard about me from around the world, and they came for healing and psychic one-to-one readings. I call them spiritual readings. And I loved it for the years that I did it, which was, over a decade. And then in that process of becoming a healer and spiritual reader, I was very observant. I wanted to learn so much. I wanted to learn everything. Give me all the information. And so I spent a lot of my money when doing the healings and the readings when I got paid by reinvesting in going to shaman rituals and ceremonies and just learning from those that I consider to be the real deal. Now, I learned along the way that there's a lot of people who claim to do things and they're all mouth, they're all talk, it's just hot air. So my first mentor told me this, and it stuck with me forever, because I said to her, I'm hearing this a lot about people that you go to that can cause you more pain and suffering. And she said, my dear, there's only two things that can happen in a healing session. And I said, what's that? She says, you either get healed or nothing happens at all. And I clocked it, but I never thought much about it. And I thought, well, there's got to be something with negative energy. So maybe people do give you negative energy. So I held that on the back burner. And I thought, let me think about that and let me try and understand that. As the years go by, you start to realize that there's a pattern of certain things that happen. And some healers don't really have the amount of clients that they say they have to be able to make a real judgment call and on certain things. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, I don't know. But what I did notice one day, and it was purely out of coincidence, that I was at London doing one of the big mind, body and spirit fairs, and I had a bit of a break. I was fully booked, and I had a bit of a break to breathe, clear my energy, and a bite to eat. And I watched a lady across from me, and I've been watching her all day. I smiled at her and said hello, and I was curious to what healing she was doing, because I didn't know what she was doing, but I was watching, never spoke to her. But one thing I did notice is she looked really, really knackered, like I do at the moment, knackered. And I thought, wow, she looks really tired. She looks exhausted. And I'm like, that's not a good place to be when you're giving healing sessions. Not in my humble opinion, for many reasons. So I'm watching her, and like, a client eventually comes. She didn't have many clients. And the client took their coat off and laid down on the healing bed. And I watched while I was eating my sandwich, and I was watching the process of her healing. The healing process looked like she was a healer. She looked like she knows where she was going and all that. And at the end of it, the client got up. It wasn't a long session, but I just like, the lady that laid down looked even more poorly and exhausted when she got up. And I noticed the energy of the healer. It looked really strong. She looked much better, much healthier. You can take it two ways. One way you could say, well, she was receiving healing as a healer, so she was healing herself. But if that's the case, why didn't the client receive any healing? Did she just take all the healing? Could be. But my take on it, because I've thought about it over the years, is that if you are of good energy, or just say you are of 30% energy, and the healer is of 10% energy, then you as the client, without even realizing, automatically gives energy to the person who's less healthy, more exhausted. And I can honestly say that because if you think about this, when two people sit down and have a conversation, why is it that the person who's happy and joyful ends up being exhausted, and then the other person who's, just basically poured out their heart and soul of all their problems and issues feels happier and joyful? You could say, well, it's because they've said all these things and you feel bad for them. Well, you could, but could you also not say that something took place there where there was an exchange of energy, and the person who was in a bad place or angry or mad or bitter or jealous, and the other person who was happy and joyful just stole their energy, because you being of good energy without realizing you're a healer anyway, natural healer, you give your energy to that person so they feel better. That's how I see it. And being a healer, you have to learn not to interfere with that energy, and you have to learn to respect it and understand it. So therefore, as a pure energy healer founder of the Pure Energy Healing Academy, the first thing that we say here when people come to learn pure energy healing here, I say, don't ever heal when you're not feeling 100%. Now they'll say, well, I never feel 100%. I'll say, well, take that away with you, and then at least you've got a benchmark to work on. Well, I don't feel 100%, but I don't feel too bad, so I think I'll be able to heal this person because I'm stronger than them. And you might say then, oh, well, Mark, it doesn't really work like that, does it? Because if you step out of the way, you receive energy, it comes through you, they already get it. Yeah. So there's so many avenues to explore, but I try and look at it in a way that I'm helping my client no matter what. So I'm not going to give you a healing session if I'm not well. And plus the fact, if my energy is not good and I've picked up energy in and around a room with people or whatever negative energy there is, I need to clear my energy at any given moment as a healer. And like now, I need to, after I've done this, should have done it before, but after I've done this, I'm going to cleanse my energy. But I kind of saved it for something that I'm about to show you. So I spent many years trying different incense sticks because I used to watch the shamans, healers, psychics, mediums, and a lot of them used to put a stick in a tray and burn it. And a lot of shamans like to start off before they do their work cleansing themselves with an incense stick. So I tried loads, made lots of mistakes, lots of times that the incense sticks were dreadful. They were basically cheap poisons that were made in China or India. They were partly of what it was, but most of it was junk. They didn't burn properly. The ones that did burn, some were really dangerous. I remember one particular Nag Champa they were. Oh my God, I mean, I kept burning myself. They were so dangerous. So I'd gone through all that process over those years, and eventually I came to a point where there was a tree that I believed was the most powerful tree in the world. And of course, it is known, and it's a sacred tree called Palo Santo. And the tree, the bark, the leaves, the branches are all very sacred and very potent if you know how to create. And I had no idea. So I used to buy the sticks, which were straight from the tree, basically, cut and tried to burn them. The smoke would come off a little bit, but not enough. And I was frustrated because I tried to light them and they just go out. And I started making phone calls, and I started talking to a lot of people, and eventually I got to connect with a village in Peru. And this village in Peru, the man who I deal with, David, he is the in-between man. So that it was great because he has to walk into Peru where there is no, you basically have to walk for 2 days to get to the village that create these sticks for us. And I've got them here, they're our best seller. And I always say I'm not somebody who fluffies around stuff, or I'm great with words. I just want to say what it says. And even though people said, wow, that's a bit of a mouthful. Yeah, it is, but it says what it means on there. So it's sacred, and it cleanses negative energy, and they're incense sticks. So people started buying them from me. Why? Because I was using them at all my circle nights, my events. People used to see me doing it before and after and saying, what are you using there? And I said, well, they're these sticks. They have Palo Santo in and a few of the, beautiful resins and so on. They're fantastic. They burn amazing, and they're just incredible. And they're not like your cheap crap. So you have to pay for quality. I want some. And eventually I got a website, and I ordered. I said, could you do me 1,000 boxes? Could you make it? Yeah, we can make 1,000 boxes. Okay, so I waited 3 months, and the boxes came, and all those people were saying, I want your sticks, I want your sticks. So if you look on Bajerski.com, you'll see that these are #1 sticks. They're the #1 seller, and they're incredible. So I'm not here to sell, to push that, but the one thing with these sticks is that the smoke they give off is incredible. It's like it vacuum cleans all your negative energy, it clears it all away, and it works amazing for healers. So when they start the work, when they finish work, fabulous. It does the job. It really does the job. That's it, really. But, and there is a but, for many years people were saying to me, my mum won't let me use it, my husband doesn't like me using it, I'm worried about my cat or my dog, my brother has chest issues and he doesn't like the smoke. I live in a property with many people in, and they don't like me using it. I've got fire alarms. Every time I use it, it goes off. I can't use it because we've got an internal fire alarm, and I live in a place which is like a units. So if this goes off, the fire alarm goes off, everybody's go off, and so on and so on. And I'm like, well, do it outside. Do it somewhere. What do you want me to do? I can't do anything about it. This is how I work. I can't change your life and make it easier. And I was frustrated with that. I'm like, if you want it, yeah, but I want to cleanse the house, but I can't cleanse it. There's no I can do. Now, in and amongst that, I met a lot of people who sold aura sprays. And I've got to be honest, I've had loads and I've thrown them away. Like, what a waste of energy, what a waste of money, what a waste of time. And like crystals, I feel a crystal and wait and see what I feel. With the Palo Santo smoke, I cleanse myself and I don't even need to think about it because I can feel it instantly cleansing me. It's like I can tell you straight away my energy is being uplifted instantly by clearing the heavy energy out of my aura. How does it do it? Through the smoke. On a side note, just like sage smoke. So I wasn't really thrilled by the prospect or the even thought of making or trying to create a spray, because I'm stubborn and I like what I've got and I'm sticking with it. But there are dear friends who say, Mark, you've got to try and create an aura spray, just like you create all your products which we use and we love. And I'm like, over the years I thought about it and never found anything that worked. So it eventually came that one of the things with Palo Santo and the mixture is that it just wasn't right until we found out that at the utmost top of the tree, if you take cuttings up the very top and then you create the oil from that then the mixture works really well. Now, I didn't know this, and it's taken a while for us to figure this out, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people out there running out now saying we need to do the same. Good for you, go and do it, brilliant. But it's taken a while to realize and understand this. So when the prototype came, some of you might have even seen me using it. I've binned the bottle now, but it was just in a brown bottle and I put a little sticky on it, and I just started using it for a couple of 3 months. But I also wanted to figure out how this works and, what am I getting from it? And I've got to say, if there's anything as close to the pure energy healing sticks, I would say that I want to welcome you to it then, now with a smile. Here it is. And I'm absolutely proud to have this as my next shamanic tool for you, for healers, for psychics, for all you guys who do yoga, for all you guys who have beautiful centers, for anybody who works with the general public, who has to deal with that, anybody who suffers with any kind of negative energy. If any of you suffer with people who stress you out, psychic, you call them vampires, whatever, psychic attacks, anything that lowers your energy, whether it's the computer, I fully know that this works by the computer because I've done enough healing sessions, which if you look back on my last 2 healing sessions or 3, you'll see that I use this, so you can see that it works. Hey, there's the proof. Because I used it on me, and I felt that it was a lovely healing session, both of them, and I felt great afterwards, which that's a good thing. So what does this do? Let's spray it first. It's 15 mil, so I was going to get 20, and then I thought it's too big. If you want to be able to put it in your pocket or put it in a bag or a man bag, or it's a nice size. It's a great size. And also at this size, you can travel with it. I was like, just everything needs to fit. So I actually like this. Now, it's not like, this is going to sound like a sales pitch, but I mean this. It is nothing like other people's aura spray. And the reason why is because it's potent. And the reason why it's potent is because all the other sprays, they weren't strong enough. And if you ever hear me talk about cleansing rooms, the difference with this and other people's spray is the same as a lot of other people might cleanse a room to the way I cleanse a room. I cleanse a room you can't even see in the room. There's so much smoke that you can't even breathe. Now, if you translate that to this in a bottle, it's the same thing. It's really potent. It's really strong. Okay? So some of you are going to go, I don't like it. But I don't care whether you like it or not. What matters is what it does. All right, if you want something that you like, then go and buy something florally and lovely. Or you get the real deal, the strong stuff that does the job around your energy. That's what this does. Now, one spray, I had to do it 2 or 3 times as a new bottle. One spray, straight away, you can feel all across your head and your shoulders. My head especially is becoming lighter. I can feel it traveling right down to my chest, my solar plexus. So I can feel it running down. So one spray is good enough. 2 sprays. So now I can feel it all around here. And it's coming down. 2 sprays is fantastic. 3 sprays, that might have been 4, is probably I got a mouthful of that. This is strong stuff, guys. So 4 sprays is too much, I would say. I would say maximum 3, 1 to 3. Wow, that is strong. It is potent, but it is exactly what it's meant to be. Wow. So some of the things that this is used for, I would recommend anybody who suffers with SAD syndrome, depression, which are all labels which we shouldn't, but any kind of negative thoughts, any kind of worries and fears, it's fantastic for that. Any kind of trapped energy that is within you that you create or somebody's created as an attack. Bad thoughts, bad feelings, bad fear-based, anything fear that's trapped. Fantastic. That's what you want to be using it for. Emotional trauma created by yourself or your family is going through stress and pain. Fantastic for that. Psychic attacks, meaning basically people who just try and drain you, or customers, that you're working with that are heavy and hard, people who are nasty, jealous, angry, it's fantastic for cleansing all of that away. Working with public, a must, a must. Psychics and healers, empaths, a must. This will help your energy, it will lift you up, it will strengthen your heart, it will strengthen your solar plexus, it will clear all your chakras, all your power points. You'll feel stronger. If you work on the computer, keep it next to your computer. If you're about to give healing session, put it on you and maybe finish off on your client. This is a wonderful thing in the sense that people now, more people than ever in this world we are connecting to, are being jabbed. We need to protect ourselves so we're not losing our energy. If you're in a bad place, bad energy places, spray yourself before you go in and spray yourself when you go out. What kind of places? There's loads. Hospitals, if you have to go and visit somebody in a prison, if you have to, be at somebody's house that you don't like the guy who's, married to us, or your mother-in-law's a pain in the neck, any kind of thing like that, if you spray yourself before and then after, 1 or 2 sprays, you'll be fine. You'll feel better and stronger. You'll feel lighter. That's really what I think this is for. Feels great. I feel a lot better now, actually, after I've sprayed it. So I do feel a little bit different, I've got to say. I felt very lightheaded and weird. Now I feel in control. I feel my senses are back. I feel more, in control is the word. It's bloody lovely. I love it. You're going to say to me, well, which should I buy? If you're happy in using the sticks outside and around your body and you're not bothered about what anybody else thinks, the sticks are fantastic. For me, the sticks are being inside and doing it around my body, right? That's what the sticks were for, before and after. But the spray, you can use it anywhere. Outside, you can use it anywhere and it's not causing any issue. That is how I would use that spray. I actually used it on Lily. I just sprayed 1 spray above her and she was fine, absolutely fine. And I just wanted to see how she would react. She didn't react in any negative way. She didn't run, she didn't move, she just stayed where she was and she just looked and she couldn't figure out what it is, and the nose were going like this way and then this way, but she never moved. So it felt like this is good. So anyway, to finalize, okay, because now you might be watching this thinking it's sold out. There was only 3. There's only so much we can get, and I can't guarantee that it's going to be here every month. So we're working and we try to explain to our makers that create this for us, and they're the same makers and they're from Barcelona. So they're close to us now. We're very close. So everything they do is in line to what we do, meaning that everything that they buy is fair trade. The Palo Santo that they get from us is what our Palo Santo is. I'll show you. Just give me a second. So these just arrived. So because it takes time to get the oils and to create them. So here's our oils. This is another 2 that's just come. So then we send them to Barcelona, and then they're created in a certain way that I'm not telling anybody. We've had to work hard to get this right. So there you go, Palo Santo. Beautiful. So that's 1 litre. So 2 litres. So out of them 2 litres, we get 200 bottles. So it ain't cheap. So, but it's beautiful. As you can see, it's beautiful. So there you go. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, okay, so you'll want to know how much it is. Some people will say it's not cheap, and I'll say it's not. But you're getting the real McCoy. You're getting aura spray how they should be, how it should be. Like I said, for 1 litre, which costs us a fortune, we get 100 bottles. So you'll get one of them 100 bottles from it. So there's that to consider. Also, all our products on our website, when you go to my website, the nice thing that you say about it is that you don't have to worry about clicking different things to pay for, delivery. So we include the delivery. Okay, there is two forms of delivery. And what we try and do is when you spend enough money, then we can compensate, and by saying, okay, you've spent this much money, so we will do delivery, but we'll do it DHL. Which, if anybody knows, you just study it, ask your DHL man how much it would cost for you to send something from where you are to America, or if you're in England, if you're in America to England or Spain, you'll realise how much that costs. It's a fortune. So we compensate that. We put all, so you don't have to worry about that and think, oh, like it's just one click and you'll get free delivery. Now, if the delivery is under 120, if the amount is under 120, you still get free delivery, but it's more local delivery, which means that it comes via our correos, which is still expensive. But if you spend 120 and more, you get it by DHL, whatever the product is, whether it's 1 or 2 products together. They'll all be packed together and they get sent to you. Now, for this product, if you buy 1 bottle, it costs 34, including free delivery. If, however, you want it by DHL, you just need to pay an extra 8, and I will cover the rest of that cost. So I think I'm being as fair as I can. Now, we are doing something special right now. I'll try and keep it on as long as I can. But for 3 bottles, you will get free DHL. So we'll cover the DHL. That's it, really. So there's either 1 bottle, 34, 2 bottles, it's a little bit cheaper, and then 3 bottles. So 2 bottles will also be normal delivery, correos delivery. So remember, with normal delivery, it takes a little bit longer. However, if you buy 1 bottle, just bear this in mind, or you buy the 2 bottles for an extra 8, you pay that extra 8, then I will pay for DHL. You will pay for DHL delivery. So it's not 8, it's a lot more, right? But I'll cover that as well. So I hope that makes sense. I try and make it as pleasant as possible online. We don't sell cheap. We don't do cheap. There's thousands and thousands of people out there who do cheap stuff. I decided to try and just do the best quality I can, the best of the best. So that's what you're getting. So that's it, really. I thought there's no point doing a fluffy, 5-minute video. I wanted to do a video that, if you're still here watching now, it means that you're interested. And it means that you've been waiting for this a long time. And I promise you, with all my heart, I have done my best to create this in a way that works. Absolutely works. And I stake my name on it. It's fantastic. So that's it. The rest will be seen, because you are the ones who will be the taster, the proof taster in this, and you'll say, yeah, Mark, I really like it. And some people might go, wow, blow me away. Like my staff said, it just opened up there. It was like a portal. It was like a spiral that opened up. That's what happened to me when I first put it on. It doesn't happen now, but it did the first time I used it. And even our beautiful cleaner, I said, because I was on the phone, spray the cleaner, see what she says. And she said the same thing. She said it felt like there was a whirlwind. So it was like, I don't like to use the word cleaner. She's not a cleaner. She's she's a helper in our office, and she keeps a good energy, and she's a very spiritual soul. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't like to say their names because it's confidential to them, and I shouldn't be saying people's names who work in the company. But anyway, so how many people have used it? Maybe about 40 people. Out of 40 people, everybody has said this is really. Some say, wow, that's strong. I'm like, yeah, it's meant to be. You want it fluffy, then go somewhere else. This is the real stuff, and this is how it should be made. We tried to make some before and it didn't work, but now we understand, we take from the very top of the tree. We've got it now, so it's all good. So this is the video that I put out, my first video on our beautiful negative energy aura spray, cleansing negative energy aura spray, Mr. Bajerski. And I hope that you appreciate it. I hope that it works wonderful for you in times of distress and in times of strengthening you, because personally I think it's an uplifting, after it's done its work, which you wanted to know what it does and who it's good for, but the end result as a healer is the only thing that's important. So when we talk about what we've done in a healing session, that's just talk. What happens to your client afterwards is everything. So I believe that at the end of whatever's happened in that transaction of that beautiful Palo Santo going through your aura, you're uplifted, you feel great, you feel strong, your heart feels strong, your mind feels more aware and awake, you feel more psychically attuned, you feel more intuition, you just feel happier and stronger. That's the result of it. All the other things that it does is great, but how do you feel afterwards? You feel better. You feel a lot better. And that's what it was made for. So I'm wishing you a lovely day. Thank you so much. Today is the launch of our new and first spray, and I hope you appreciate it, and I hope it brings you all the joy and happiness and protection that it was made. Everything I've done with this beautiful spray has been done with love. Not only do I put pure energy healing into it, which is the most important thing for me, and how many hours I put into 10 bottles at a time, but I also put them in my singing bowl, Moldavite singing bowl. I also then use my beautiful crystal harp, and I put so much love into it that it's not just a spray in a bottle. It's energy in a bottle. Have a great day. Thank you so much for going to markbajerski.com and supporting us by trusting in our oils, incense and crystals, and now aura spray. Have a great day. The rain is pouring down. Mother Nature is loving this, and we needed it. We really needed it. So that's a beautiful sign for us over here. And that's it. Anything else? I'll just put one link below, and that will be for the 3 choices. You can either buy 1 bottle, 2 bottles, or 3 bottles, or you can buy 200 bottles. That's if they're in stock. I'm only kidding. There's not that many. So if it is out of stock, which hopefully it won't be, then bear with us, because our next batch should be ready in maybe 2 weeks. So not too long to wait if we run out. Have a great day. Take care, everybody. I love you all.